So I was on the LKQ website the other weekend and I saw that they just received this 2003 Crown Vic with a police package. And surprisingly enough, it still had the push bar. I say surprisingly because most police packaged Crown Vics have had the push bar already removed by the previous owner or by an employee who requested it before it went out to the yard. And from the online pictures, I could see that the damage on the driver's side wasn't really enough to completely ruin the push bar. Regardless, I knew I had to get out there and get it for myself. So here's the Crown Vic, and to my surprise, the push bar is still on there. Now, granted, it has only been about 2 days since it was listed, and like I mentioned before, here's the damage it took to the driver's side, and everything on the front end was shifted over to the left. So this did mean that I was going to struggle a little to get the bolts off the bumper support and to unbolt the push bar. The push bar was worth taking because the front of it really wasn't damaged, and really the only bent areas on it were in the back on the mounting brackets, which I knew were easy to fix, but I still ran the risk of having the push bar sit a little sideways. But for the price I was getting it for, it was well worth it. Well, we have the push bar off the Crown Vic, and I have already straightened the rear mounting brackets. The push bar is a Go Rhino, and the reason why the Crown Vic push bar works so very well with the SN95 Mustangs is because of how simple the mounting brackets are, and there is very little modification that needs to be made for this push bar to work on the new wedge. And the only thing that really needs to be done is here on the rear mounting brackets. A half-inch hole needs to be drilled so that we can mount it to the back side of the bumper support. The reason we have to drill that half-inch hole is because on the Crown Vic, the push bar is attached to the bumper support on the front side through these two holes where they would use a nut and a bolt to hold it in place on the front of the bumper support. But that won't work for us, and therefore we need this half-inch hole on both the rear mounting brackets. And now to get started, we of course have to remove the headlight, the bumper cover, and the headlight panel because you will need complete access to the bumper support without interference. The first step is to drill a half-inch hole here on the bumper support, and the way to get your measurements is by following the center line of the bumper support and then measure from the outside and inwards 12 1/4 inches. You want to make your mark there and drill. Now, there is a reason why we are measuring 12 1/4 inches, and that is because if we take a look at the rear bracket and place the top of the bracket flush with the top of the bumper support and right next to the crush box, the center of the bracket will be at 12 1/4 inches from left to right. But before you start drilling into your bumper support, always double check by placing the rear bracket on the back of the bumper support and drawing a line from the middle of the rear bracket and continue that same line down the face of your bumper support. The half-inch hole on the bracket should be from bottom to top 4 3/4 inches, and from left to right should be at the center, but always double check the height before drilling by placing the bracket on the back and peeking through the bumper support. The reason we are drilling the half-inch hole through the center line of the bumper support is because there is nothing on the back side except only one layer of sheet metal. But if you wanted to, you do have the option of drilling through the top portion and the bottom portion, and technically that should give you more strength and support. But for now, I would only make the half-inch hole in the middle on both sides, and here you can see through the back side where it's already been made. The nut and bolt that I used is 4 3/4, and the reason I used 4 3/4 is because that's just what I had lying around. But you want it long enough so it can clear to go through the bumper support and still have enough room to put a nut in the back to hold your rear bracket. So now that you've made the holes on your bumper support, you want to go ahead and take it off and bolt in the rear bracket to your bumper support using your bolts and nuts on both ends. You want to go ahead and insert the bolt all the way through, and it should come back here. Put your nut on the back side, and when you're tightening it up, you want to make sure that it's as flush as possible to the top of your bumper support. It's okay if it's not 100% flush. You can always take a hammer and adjust it a little bit, but when you tighten it up, it should, just go ahead and put the bolt through the front, and the bolt should go through the back. Tighten it up, flush to the bumper support. Alright, so you have your bumper support back on. You have the rear brackets to the push bar on as well on both sides. They have been bolted on the front, they're bolted through the back and on both sides, and they are flush with the bumper support. They are also tight to the crumble box, and you're ready for the next step. Alright, so what you want to do next, you want to take off the front brackets from the push bar on both sides, and you want to bring them over to the foam on your bumper. Now I've already cut them out, but what you want to do is you want to measure them. It's going to stick out to about here. You want to measure it, and you want to kind of pencil them in and cut them out, and you want to go about just far enough so that the front brackets will slide in. I'm doing this with one hand, so you want to do that with both of them. Like I say, you just want to cut out just enough so that they slide in. And after you get them in, you want to go ahead and put the bolts in on both sides. And that'll be it for that step, and it should look something like similar to that. Okay, so once you have the bumper foam cut out and you have your front brackets put in and bolted in, ready to go, the next thing you want to do is get the actual push bar. I'm going to try to do this with one hand, so you'll get the actual push bar and you align the holes, or try to align the holes in my case. You align the holes, get yourself a bolt in there just so it can hold. Okay, so I just have a bolt in there holding it in on both sides. Just one bolt to hold it in. I mean, it still has a little bit of play, but that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what it's going to look like once it's on. Okay, so it clears nicely. It looks alright. And we'll try closing the hood, and it should clear the hood. Yeah, clears the hood, doesn't hit anything, and yeah, we have everything. This worked for me. It may work differently for you. Make any adjustments if you have to, but this will work for me. And there you go. And of course, the last step is to go ahead and put your headlights back in. And for your front bumper, put your front bumper in, and on the inside of the front bumper, mark where these should go through and cut out the front bumper. That part should be easy. I won't be recording it. once the once you have everything in, also don't forget that on the bottom you do have to insert the bolts down here on both sides, and you have to insert the bolts right through here. You have to insert the bolt right there. You have to insert a bolt back here, and that should give it its strength. Right now it's loose because I don't have them inserted yet. And the reason I haven't inserted those bottom bolts yet is because I still have to take off the push bar to put the bumper back in and cut out the front bumper cut out the inserts for the front bumper. That way these can go through. You only have to cut out the top insert for the front bumper. The bottom insert, you won't have to cut out because it should clear it. And you should be fine. If you do have to cut it out, I'm sure it won't be by much, but it should clear. I have the front bumper on, and you have to ignore the noise in the background. My neighbors are over there. But anyways, so I got the front bumper on, and when I got it cut out for the inserts, I did mess up a little bit trying to cut out the inserts. It's hard to tell. It's mostly noticeable over here on this side where I messed up a little bit on cutting up the inserts, but they're cut out. I have the headlights on, the bumpers on. Like I said, just ignore the neighbors in the background. And what I had meant about the bottom clearing is that the bottom brace, it goes right through the air intake, or I'm not sure what it's called down here, but both of them go right through. I didn't have to cut anything out. It just went right through. You only had to cut out the front top ones. If I told you putting the bumper on was easy, I would be lying to you. Because it came off of the Crown Vic, there were spots where it was really tight. It's really tight here. There's no clearance. There's no give right there. Same with right here. There is no give. It's really tight to the bumper. So if you're going to put this on your new wedge, make sure the bumper that you're going to use is one that you don't mind damaging, cutting out, because mine's a V6 front bumper, so I didn't mind that it got damaged, and it's already damaged. But like I said, it's super tight right there. It's pushed up inside of it, tight up here. It's tight right here where the headlight is. There is no give. Right here as well, it's really tight. It's actually pushing this whole section. It's actually pushing this whole section inward because of how tight it is. But I mean, and it moved it over a little bit right here. There's that gap because if you guys remember, it was twisted, and in order for me to make it look straight and center to the vehicle, I had to make that small sacrifice in adjustments, that I was gonna have a gap right there, and it moved there. It shifted the whole thing over, shifted the whole bumper over. Back here where it shifted the bumper over, it pushed it out. But I mean, other than that, it looks really nice. It's on there. And it took me a weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Today is Sunday. I'm finishing it. And like I said, I mean, it does close. the hood closes without an issue. Well, let me check one sec. I'm not here by myself, so the hood does close. Let's see if I can get it to close on it closes. It rubbed just the hair. You can see right here where it did rub right here, because like I said, it's half of a Crown Vic. It rubs on both sides. Right there as well, it rubs, but not that much. I mean, it closed really nicely. There it is. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think. I may not keep it on there because I don't know. I may not. I might drive it around for a while to see what everyone's reaction on the road is as soon as I can get it running again. But from the inside, well, I don't think we can get much of an inside view. Let's see if I can get an inside view for you guys. Honestly, I haven't really seen the inside, so I'm not sure what this inside view is going to look like. And the reason I have it covered is because of the trees. The trees drop a lot of sap and just messes up the paint. Okay, so here's the inside view, and it looks straight. It doesn't look twisted or bent or anything. It looks straight. It doesn't look too bad. I like it. And okay, so hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what y'all think. This is the second push bar that I've done, and the other one came out just about the same. So same results. All right, guys. I'll see y'all later.